I think the criticism is sort of like, are you seriously going to blame the New York Times and the liberal media for its enemies? Like it's, there's a sense that like because you sold the book and so much of your own energy and interest is in fighting these internal wars between liberals and leftists, that you sort of found a way to blame the left for the right and for this kind of particularly new climate of a real crackdown on speech, on the media. Like, you're really going to blame the liberal media for that?
Well, no, I don't think, and I think I'm careful in the book to say I don't think that, people are responsible, people are agents. I don't think that the left can cause Donald Trump to be the way he is, but they certainly can orchestrate a climate in which his responses are attractive or acceptable to people. They participate in this. Nothing has happened in a vacuum. I really don't think that Donald Trump could have come back into power were he not saying something that resonated, and were his critiques of, the kind of decadence in our mainstream institutions, were it not resonating with people for valid reasons. And I just don't think that it really helps people. If you just look at it pragmatically, there was just a study that came out last week from Northwestern University that still, to this day, 88% of their sample of 1,452 undergrads said that they falsify their viewpoints to appear more progressive, right? We were living in a culture in which a kind of progressive dominance and censoriousness and bullying was not even, it wasn't just morally reprehensible, it was actually pragmatically disastrous. People kept being surprised that so much of the country didn't actually behave in ways that they professed to want to behave, that people went in the voting booth and had a very different view of being progressive or rejecting progressive values than they told pollsters. That's just not the way. I mean, on so many levels, this has failed. And so if you can't reflect on that, if you just say, yeah, but Trump is worse, we tried TDS. I tried TDS.
That's Trump derangement syndrome for our listeners.
For our less deranged listeners.
Yeah, if you go on Blue Sky or one of these places, they say, like, they essentially make the point that real TDS hasn't been tried yet. We have to really try it. Or like real wokeness hasn't been tried yet. If we just get woker, we'll actually win, because most of the country believes that. But most of the country's lying to you when they tell you what they actually think. Is crazy.